What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the Shapeshifters promo. We're going to be ranking them in obviously S to B, and there is some very good players. We have managed to squeeze in Zambrotta from today's SBC as well, but we're going to start off with objective / SBCs. So Mitrovic is up number 1, going from his striker position normally into that centre back role. Again, with him, we've got to always take these with a bit of a pinch of salt. And I think strikers that go centre-back, yes, he's had a massive boost on his defending and physical. Whether he plays in game like that is going to be the big kind of difference between them. I feel like he could probably do it. He is a physical striker already, and I do think when we've had the Lukakus, the Ibras that go into that centre-back role, they've never been terrible, but most definitely they're not taking Maldini, Lucio, Virgil out of a role by any means. But again, 93 rated objective, never going to be a problem. I'm going to stick with an A for him personally. Again, I do think there is a lot of good centre-backs out there that will absolutely wipe the floor with him, but most definitely as a free card, never going to argue with that. We then have Upamecano, who actually looks relatively nice. A little bit more on the expensive side, obviously being that 95 cam. 450,000 coins for him. He has now got a 5-star, 4-star though, which is impeccable. Going up a little bit more on the pace, 41 shooted. Obviously losing a bit of defending, which is not a problem, as well as kind of gaining a bit on the physical, passing, and also on that dribbling. In terms of the card itself, 6-1 in the cam. He's going to feel a little bit clunky at times, but most definitely they've outweighed that sort of clunkiness with putting his agility balance up, managing to really kind of get the card balanced with the 5-star skills, and it works really well. I don't think he's in quite an S category sort of cam, but most definitely in the A+ as a minimum. We then finally had Thorgan Hazard, who is a left back in this version now. Again, another one that I think is a nice upgrade, but most definitely not going to be one that is sought after by the masses. He is a little bit more cheaper. They actually bought 2 SBCs out yesterday in Upamecano and Hazard, and I do think the left back coming in at 80,000 coins is just a standard card. There's nothing really crazy about him. He's a 4-star, 4-star, great pace, defending's good, dribbling's obviously quite nice still, and he's got a bit of physicality. For that, I'm going to stick with the A at the moment. 91 rated, 80,000 coins. He's your standard left back. Whereas now we have Zambrotta, who is there until the end of August, which is impeccable. A 94 centre mid who is top of the chain. And to be honest, whilst I'm talking about him, we've got to get Socrates in there, or Socrates, an incredible duo centre mid here. Both of them play at that same sort of level. Obviously with Socrates, he's come as a cam into a centre mid, and Zambrotta has gone from a right back to a centre mid, which it seems to be the way. Trent, Atal, obviously Guerrero on the other side. Fullbacks make good centre mids, or at least centre mids / CDMs. But I think both of these have had a monster upgrade that really has made their card again quite relevant. I think Zambrotta at the start of the game is normally really good with that base right back, as I think it can play left back as well. Whereas Socrates, he's kind of an average sort of cam amongst the stars of the Brazilian icons. So it's nice that we have got a few cards that have really put them back on that map. And one that I didn't expect, Pele. Incredible card. Honestly, if you've not tried him out, get a draft going, try and get him, because my god is he good. 15 million coins, very expensive nonetheless, that we'd kind of imagine, but the first 99 rated card we've seen on this game, which is absolutely incredible. So that card is just a league of his own. Personally for me, I think Van Persie, another great kind of duo that we've got here. They have kind of made premium shapeshifters and normal shapeshifters. It's almost like just a dual position. We have got the right wing Van Persie and also the cam. For me, I personally would always go with the right wing, mainly because you have that dribbling upgrade. Everything else on the card can be chemistry styled up, bar from the composure. And I know it's only like a ±6, but that's going to have a massive impact on the card. So for me, if I was going for it, I'd be looking at that sort of S and A+. There isn't a massive difference, but especially now when it comes to the S category, it's got to be best of best. It's got to be a card that is in the top position of that kind of whole game, really. If we look at Van Persie right wing, if we're thinking, can he be a striker, or would you play him right wing? Is he amongst the top 5, top 3 as a right wing / striker? And I think he's definitely putting up numbers up there. We then also have some absolutely cracking normal shapeshifters. I think for me, Mahrez is amazing. a 5-star striker. Does definitely need a striking partner if you are wanting to go against elite level centre backs, because physicality wise he does get bullied a little bit. You can obviously push him onto the wing if you want, but a striking partner where he can kind of go with the 1-2s, he is absolutely magnificent. He's got a great touch, great agility, pace, finishing is just immense, and also he's got a good amount of passing as well. I can't speak highly enough of this card. He was an absolute dream to play with. Then we have another one in Bruno. For me, I think Bruno is, again, another one that is of that top variety. He's currently coming in at 3.1 mil. It is a shame that he is a left wing, not a striker, because you could then move that position that little bit easier, because you could go with a centre forward, move him back into the cam, as that's obviously what we've been screaming out for a Bruno. The 97 rated is incredible. 7 overall upgrade from his World Cup stories, I believe it was, or man of the match, I can't remember which one came prior, but a beautiful card nonetheless. A 5-star, 4-star, immense pace, dribbling's absolutely maxed out, good finishing. For me, he is well worth in that S category as well, and I think they've gone gung-ho on every sort of rating we've got here. There is a lot more 97 to 98s, or at least 96s, than I thought there would be in a promo like this. Virgil as well, another one that is just immense in that CDM role that you can drop back into that centre-back role. Again, he's 7.1 mil for a reason. Obviously does have a team of the year at 96, and this card can only be a centre defensive mid and a centre mid, but he's only lost one defending. No, he's gained 1 defending, in fact, and gained 2 physical. You could easily swap a centre-back into CDM and Virgil back into that centre-back role if you really wanted to. Or if you're playing a 4-back role and you wanted to drop in as a centre-back to make a 5-back role, you've got yourself an answer there. 98 rated, a very hefty cost, but very much worth the reward. I'd like to tell you about Skycoach.gg. They offer many features within the FIFA franchise, from FIFA coins to FIFA Weekend League boosts, from trusted sellers, pro players, and are the best prices on the market currently. They have fast delivery, high quality services, lots of games, and also a cashback program. The more coins you buy, the more eligible you are for cashback options. So if you want to buy FIFA coins at the best price, click the link in the description of this video. It will be active promo code for 10% discount from my subscribers. All you have to use is the code JT11 at the checkout to receive this bonus. On to the video. One that I wasn't too sure about. People have, well, personally I know that necessarily I don't use these cards in the right way, because I like them as a striker, but in general I just don't feel like they're worth massively doing. Someone went as far to say he was the best striker he's used in the game. Rudiger for me is a nice striker. He most definitely can put a few goals in, but as a striker, I don't think he comes into the top 10 of strikers that you could have played with this year. Even if you just went Mbappe, team of the season, Haaland, R9, Puskás, Cruyff, Eusebio, the standards, I don't feel like he goes into that category in a long shot. Even throwing in Harry Kane and Lewandowski's team of the seasons in, I would put them up amongst the best of the best. I think Rudiger definitely is a nice striker, but whether I'd say one of the better strikers, or at least one that would take anybody out of your team, I think you'd have to have started the game pretty soon to be able to get this card into your team, when we've got the likes of a player of the month Mbappe that I see left, right, centre, even just a Ben Yedder team of the season, a Lacazette team of the season. I feel like they do more for a lot more game styles than what Rudiger personally would do for mine. Out the benefit of the doubt for the review, because there was a few people that have stated that he is a very good card, I'll go into the A+ with him, even though personally for me I think an A would be sufficient for a striker that is not necessarily in my sort of game style. Obviously this is all opinion, so don't shoot me just yet. Then we also have Herrero, one of the deadest icons I've seen, to be honest. It's a shame, and I know they can't just give everybody maxed out stats everywhere, but in terms of going from a centre-back to a left-back, right-back, very, very little needed. I think he's coming in at a whopping 50,000 coins across both positions. I just don't see the need in it. It's 53k and 70k for the right-back. Again, it's just one of them. He's, what, 6'2". Agility balance has definitely been increased, but for me, it's going to be a hard pass on that icon, unfortunately. When we've got so many right back and left backs, I don't think he even gets a shot, to be fair to him. Rijkaard, though, looking a little bit more on the tastier side from a striker. 285,000, obviously taking a big upgrade from his CDM Prime. And I must admit, 16 pace, 20 shooting, 12 dribbling. Obviously losing a bit on the defensive, which is fine for a striker. And also gaining that 5-star, 4-star. He's going to put himself in the map there. I've seen a few reviews, had a quick go with him myself, and honestly, not a bad striker. I think he's up there in the high end, but most definitely nowhere near that S-land. That is not happening for this card. Then we have Depay, another good centre mid. I feel like he's kind of one of the ones that can play that role with a good power boost up. 700,000 coins at the moment, 96 rated. He's also got the 5-4 as normal, and I do think he does work well in that centre mid. And I think the big card from this year that's taught me that is the Benzema. Winter wildcard Benzema was insane in that centre mid role. Depay definitely works that way as well. If for me, I was thinking of a formation for him, you've got the 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, where you've got the centre mids kind of being a centre mid, but it's almost like a left mid, right mid, but tucked in a little bit. Perfect. Perfect role for him because he can come back, get the ball, run up the pitch, do the attacking option, and it's a constant give and go. Obviously, we do have Zambrotta and Socrates for that as well. They, again, would do that role perfectly. But Depay most definitely has his uses in this team. We then have Alvarez. Again, another nice card into that cam. But for me, I just think when you're looking at this sort of card, he's what, a 4-4. Good pace, good shooting. Dribbling-wise is okay. 91 rated, which is not bad. And a bit of passing. Unfortunately, it's going to be there for me. Becker, again, very much like Mitrovic as well. Not a bad centre-back, to be fair to him. Got a bit more on that pace side. Does definitely feel a little bit more on the blockier side than Mitrovic. So I will drop him down that little bit, just purely for the fact that when it comes to a centre-back, especially when you do want to link somebody, but I do think as well when it comes to the agility balance, it's absolutely shot him with 80 and 82. That is not enough to change this sort of player into a defensive player. He obviously already is quite bulky, and when you are putting him against, like I say, even just a Varane, just a winter wildcard, Tomore's team of the season moments, it just doesn't stand a chance to outshine him. We then have a few of the lower ones. Obviously with this, I believe the mini release was actually released yesterday. It is what it is. Honestly, I don't know anymore. But in terms of the mini release, I believe we got Bailly, we got the Polish right mid, and I want to say it was Orsolini rather than Toko, but I could be wrong there. So we have technically got what's out on Sunday. Whether they rectify that would be down to them, really. Bailly, for me, incredible A+. Love him as a centre-back, and I think as a CDM, he pushes up nicely, very much like how Fofana did, and I think that is an absolute cracking position in that role for him. In terms of the right mid, Frankowski, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He is coming in at a whopping 2-3-4 as well, getting a nice Ligue 1 link there with obviously a great amount of pace. Where was he even before? He was a left wing back as a rule breaker. Incredible change then from him. So obviously going into the winger, it's not unheard of for left backs to go into right mids or vice versa. So for me, I'm going to go into the A because I think as a super sub, he's got to be the A+. As a starter, for me, I don't think there's enough there to say that I would really, really want him in the team, mainly down to that 3-star weak foot. When we've got players with 5-5, 5-4, 4-5 coming out of our ears, a 3-star weak foot is going to hold a card back massively. Then we have the two fullbacks in Toko Akanji and also Orsolini. Both of them coming in, Toko at 90,000 and then Orsolini coming in at 51. Obviously a 5-star, 4-star for Orsolini, and Toko is coming in as a 3-star, 4-star. I think both of them in their right have got a decent amount of stats. If we can put them on here, okay, we can't see them anyway. But when we look at the pace, 94, 97, obviously the passing for both of them is good. Same with the dribbling, defending, and physical. For me, I do think Toko probably goes into the A+, and Orsolini, judging off the card and as well with who he's competing with, especially an Italian right back, I loved Di Lorenzo. He was a cracking team of the season. So for me, he's going to have to go in that A. So that is going to be the list for today. Let me know down below if you think anybody else is deserved to go up or down in this list. Like I said, it's all opinions. And who is the best player you have packed from Shapeshifters. Apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.